Very good morning to you children. How are you? I, I know you are all fine. Okay. Today, myself, Mrs. Sumati, your social studies teacher, is continuing the chapter 7, Handicrafts and Handlooms, in that part 2. Previous class we have studied that the life of the Yerkula family, and now we are going to study about the handloom weavers in Dharmavaram. Handloom weavers in Dharmavaram. Actually, Dharmavaram, Pochampalli, Kanchi, these all you heard the names. But as you heard Dharmavaram saris, Pochampalli saris, Kanchi Pattu, these all you heard, no? Actually, these are not the name of the sari. It is given the name as per the place where the sari is made. Okay, where the sari is going on, preparation or a weaving is going on, that particular place is given to that particular sari. Okay, based on the place. So Dharmavaram is located in Anantapur district of Andhra Pradesh. Anantapur is one of the place in Rayalaseema, and Rayalaseema also in Andhra Pradesh only. So Dharmavaram silk sarees are a benchmark in traditional craft industry. Actually, benchmark means such a survey number it is given, particular number or particular mark. As per that mark, if suppose it is mentioned on this sari, by seeing that in benchmark you can say that it is a Dharmavaram sari. As per the traditional craft industry, from the so many years onwards, the Dharmavaram famous for the weaving of silk sarees. That's why it's got that benchmark. And main important, why it's got the benchmark? Because they're very famous for their striking color combinations. Different colors they use while they are weaving a sari, that is with contrast pallu. That means sari is one color and pallu is opposite to that color. Contrast means opposite. Okay, and a border woven with exquisite brocade gold patterns. Border actually always Dharmavaram sarees borders is woven in such a way, brocade gold patterns only. Means totally it is a gold pattern. Always the border is in a gold pattern. And it caters to the needs of the customers. Actually, it provides the sarees as per the requirements of the customers, means which colors they need, as per which combinations will be good, as per that only they weave the sarees. And the designs which they are weaving, before only they decide it. Actually, those are decided by the designer according to the market demand. In the market, whatever the demand is there, which design is demand is there, as per that only. Of course, you know that before most of the sarees totally peacocks only. Means demand is there in the market, the peacock design, or maybe some other design. Like that, some different designs as per the trend at that time, how it is there, as per the demand, the designers design the sari. So that is woven by the weavers, then it is sold to the in the market. The additional design can be added to silk sarees. Even along with that weaving of the time, the design they use it. Along with this, they add some more to the silk sarees, that is kundans, chimkis, stones. You know already many of the, we have that many of the sarees are the dress materials. These extra additional chimkis and these are we are using, and that also sometimes opposite colors they may utilize. These kundans, chimkis or stones, these all. Depending on the elaboration of the sari design, the cost varies. Depending on the elaboration means as per the saree's design, the cost is different. If it is a simple design, cost will be less. If it is a more design is woven, it is a critical or difficult to weave, it may take that more time, then the cost is more. Recently, Dharmavaram sarees received the patent right. Patent right means it is a right only those Dharmavaram sarees, those weavers only has to weave such pattern of design. No other sarees, no other company, other sarees who are weaving, they should not use that design. Okay, that is totally the right, the Dharmavaram sarees got it. The weavers would not produce the raw material. Whatever it is required for them to weave the saree, they won't produce. They get that silk, yarn, colors and jari, these are all whatever it is necessary for them. They purchase from the market. Silk yarn means, silk thread, the colors and the jari they utilize. Okay, jari borders will say no, those all. And farmers grow silkworms to produce cocoons on mulberry leaves from which silk yarn is made. Already you have studied in the science classes. Actually, sericulture, silkworms. Farmers grow the silkworms and from that they produce that whatever cocoons are there, and those are on mulberry leaves. Actually, for the silkworms, mulberry leaves are the main food, and those leaves they utilize, and from which the cocoons, the silk yarn is extracted. Silk yarn is obtained from the cocoon in reeling centers. Mostly they will get it from the reeling centers. Separate centers are there to get the silk yarn from cocoon. This silk yarn is locally called kachapattu. So whatever the silk we get from the cocoon, that is called kachapattu. And weavers purchase jari from Surat merchants. Kundans, jari or the chemkis, whatever it is, mostly these weavers purchase from the Surat. It is in Gujarat. From the Surat merchants they purchase. See, this is kachapattu. Means directly from the cocoons, whatever we get the yarn, means the thread, no, we extract, that is called kachapattu. And this is actually twisted before going to weave. Stages before weaving. Actually, after getting the thread, the silk, and before going to reaching to maggam, means on the maggam directly to weave to ready. In between some process is there. That is only stages before weaving. What is that process? Actually, these are the strands of kachapattu. Each strand it is there. That kachapattu is twisted together to make yarn in twisting centers. First of all, they'll make it yarn in that twisting centers, proper way they twist it. That I'll show you in the next picture. Okay. See, this is the twisting center. Here, after getting the thread, the kachapattu I have shown that picture now. That kachapattu is twisted in this twisting centers. They make it thread bundles, you see here. Means that is ready for weaving in a process. So this is in octagon shape. You see this in an octagon shape. And these thread bundles actually is made convenient for warp and weft. That means vertical threads and horizontal threads they'll make it. That I'll show you in the next picture. See, this is white color thread is there, no? It is arranged in a vertical way. So this is called the process of warp. And blue color thread is arranged in a horizontal way. This process is called weft or woof. So vertical one is called warp and horizontal one is called weft. So the process of keeping silk threads vertically and horizontally, it is called the process of sapuri. That process is called sapuri. But before arranging this warp and weft, still some more process is there, that is dyeing the colors. Dye colors they will apply. Okay. See, dyeing process is going on here. That is to dye the color. That means apply the color for the silk thread. They boil in large vessel. They boil the water in high temperatures. Then they apply the color. In that, with the help of these two rods, the silk yarn is dipped in that water to apply that color in a proper way. Then that is dried in the shady place. It should not dry up in the direct sun rays. Okay. So this process is called tie and dye. Some process by the yarn is made ready for the preparation of the cloth is called tie and dye. Okay. Then tools and machinery. Weavers own the wooden loom, which is the main tool for the weaving. One loom they have, I'll show you in that later. That wooden loom, which is the main tool for the weaving, because they arrange that threads in that first of all in a vertical way. Afterwards, that they arrange to the machine, that means a makam, and then they start that horizontal weaving. Okay. They also use small knives, trunks of the maize, horns, and other tools like use container for boiling, iron rods for drying, spinning wheel. These are actually materials they'll use. Fly shuttle, pedal, computers, punched jacquard cards. These are for special designs, Nana. Okay, I'll show you that in that continuation lesson. It is there. Cards for designing. They utilize. These are all materials for weaving a. For weaving a sari, they give priority for designs. Actually, that is very different designs on them they use. But previously they used plotting designs on graph paper. With the help of graph paper they designed. But now with the help of computers they started designing very easily on the jacquard cards. And these jacquard cards actually different designs they make it very easy for this purpose. Actually special designing centers also facilitating many attractive designs. Means total separate computer centers are there to provide for them special designs on jacquard cards. And a cloth has threads passing from top to down and sideways, something like this. You see that symbol. Warp is the yarn that goes from top to bottom. This is the top to bottom the yarn is going on, and wefts are the yarns that goes from left to right, left to right. So this is the process of weaving a sari. That is the stages. See that this is the loom. Actually this is the vertical thread, and these are all instruments they need. Actually this comb is to arrange the threads in a proper way, and this is also, these threads should not move side by side. Of course a side or that side or this side, these holes are given. You see the thread should continue in that particular hole only. And this is a pedal. Okay, means to arrange this, not a pedal, of course, to arrange that thread to run in such a way they arrange this stick. Actually like that so many instruments are there. This is the loom. Okay, this is the jacquard cards. Actually these are holes. I think you know, don't know, maybe your parent, your mother knows that. Mati designs we use it to stitch it. In such a way we use it to get the cloths in like these holes. In that holes we use it to make a design. Maybe whatever the design we need as per that flowers or animals, whatever it is, we use to stitch it. In such a way these cards are there. As per these cards they'll weave the sari. So that design they'll get it. These are called jacquard cards. Nowadays with the help of the computers they are preparing. Okay. Process of weaving a sari. Here weavers put the thread rolls on the vertical frame of the warping machine. Vertical threads means you already I said you, I have shown. It is called the dolu, which is in octagonal shape also already I have shown in that picture. And the warp is nearly 75 meters long. Total length is 75 meters. And that can be provide 10 saris at a time they can weave. And the weavers use warp, weft and jari also. The most basic process is two different sets of yarn, means two different sets of yarn they utilize to weave the sari, that is entwined to form a fabric or the cloth to make it. Two different sets they utilize. And actually one of these sets is called a warp, that is vertical, and another one it is called the weft, horizontal. And like this the warp and this loom, by attaching each strand of warp to the loom they arrange in this way. Now that process is called achu. Okay. And after setting the warp, weavers arrange jacquard cards as per the design and enters into the loom to start the weaving. Actually, after setting warp, that means vertical position, then they start the use that arrange the checkward cut, then they start weaving. The pit loom is called maggam, means where after the at last process where they start that weaving is it is called maggam. Okay, and they use jari, kundan, stones while they are weaving with the maggam. At that stage they utilize this all. And the weavers use hands and legs to weave the sari. It requires approximately 4 to 8 days of continuous efforts of 2 persons for weaving a sari. For weaving a sari, it takes 4 to 8 days continuation they have to work, and that also 2 persons have to work. Then one sari they can weave it. This is the time for assignment, children. You have to do this work. If you listen the lesson properly, you listen it, and you can do the assignment also. Bye bye, children.